Hi everyone, my name is Nicole and I'm here to share with you my I was pregnant and didn't even know it story. So I found out I was pregnant at over 8 months, well into my third trimester, and that was the shock of a lifetime for sure. And I have a condition called PCOS, it's polycystic ovarian syndrome, and one of the many symptoms of that is that you can have irregular periods or no periods at all, and I happen to be starting to skip my menstrual cycle. So by the time I had become pregnant, I wasn't really getting a period at that time. Afterwards as well, I was getting all the period symptoms, just no menstrual cycle. It just never occurred to me that I was pregnant. I'd never been pregnant before, so I didn't know signs or symptoms or anything like this, and that thought never even popped into my head. So I finally took a home pregnancy test. It was a Thursday late night. I had that positive come on up and I just went, no. Took 2 more positive. By the time the weekend rolled around, I had gone to the ER and had that confirmation. I had also been able to go to a location that following Monday and have an ultrasound. So I had my first ultrasound photos, and that's what I found out. Those 2 visits there that I was about 33 weeks pregnant. 4 weeks later, I happened to give birth to a beautiful, healthy baby girl, and she is doing absolutely amazing. There are definitely more details with this story, but I mean, I'm still wrapping my head all around this, that this happened and occurred. But at the end of the day, I am so grateful that she is just doing so well, healthy, she's beautiful, and her story is just getting started. So I'm glad that you can all be a part of it as well.
Hi, I'm Lauren, and I had a full-term pregnancy. A lot of people don't have full-term, but I did, which means I did not know I was pregnant until the day I gave birth. And I'm 18 years old. I went through my 18th birthday, my senior prom, and I wasn't feeling well at all. My parents had ran me out to the store to get some food. So when I went to the grocery store, my best friend met up with me, and she said, you don't look good. I'm like, I really don't feel good. And she brought me to the hospital, and we were guessing that my virus that I had a year prior was coming back and attacking my stomach. But this was way out of our expectations. I did the pregnancy test, and then me and my friend waited in the waiting room. This nurse comes out, and she has this look of, okay. So she told my friend to grab a wheelchair and told me to sit down. And so the lady, she told my friend to get me a wheelchair. I sat down and I hear them whispering, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. And my friend grabs my hand and I'm like, what's going on? Like, am I dying? And then next thing I know, she's like, you're pregnant and you're also in labor. I could see what my face probably looked like. And I just knew I was in complete shock and I did not know what to think. And I started laughing and crying at the same time. And I'm like, I need to call my mom. So my friend calls my mom. She's like, hey, so Lauren's in labor. She wasn't feeling good, so I brought her to the hospital and she's pregnant. And my mom's like, who's there? Like, who are you guys talking about? Like, is this some sort of sick joke? And she's like, no, it's not. She was looking over to me. I'm like, hi, mom. You know, and next thing I knew, like, I was pushing and then I had a baby and it was crazy and it scared me because I was like, I don't even want to look at him. And then I heard the cry and I started crying. And then I looked over and I'm like, he looks perfect. Like, he's perfectly healthy and he's living his best life. His name is Silas. And my parents have been a huge help. And my friends have been amazing. I mean, I could not ask for a better support system. And yes, it's been crazy.
Terrified young woman told how she rushed to hospital thinking she was dying, to find out she was actually 8 months pregnant. Tawana Musvaburi, now 22, hadn't experienced any pregnancy symptoms, didn't have a bump, any weight gain or morning sickness, and gave birth just 4 weeks after finding out that she was expecting a baby for the first time. Tawana welcomed her surprise daughter, River, on 27th February 2023. And after processing the drastic life change, is now thriving in mum life.
So firstly, a lot of people were asking, was I not showing? Did I not have a bump? Now, this was me at 39 weeks. As you can see, I really don't have a bump at all. This was because he was laying across my back. So one morning I woke up and I was feeling really funny, which was not normal for me. So I took a test. That test said pregnant. I then panicked and I rang the doctors and I rang the hospital and I went down to the hospital and they done a scan. When they done that scan, I didn't see it at first. They left the room, they came back in. with another lady who then had these leaflets and basically said if I wanted to have a cesarean I needed to book in now. That's when they said you're 39 weeks pregnant, you're having a little boy. I was so scared. I was 17, I was young, I was on my own, and the idea absolutely petrified me. Now, I was on the combined pill. I just want to make it clear that there isn't a contraception out there that is 100%, as I know a few people were worried because they were on similar. The last thing I wanted to say is that you are not alone. With all these comments that I've had, so many people that have been in similar situations or they're currently expecting, I just wanted to congratulate you, and I just wanted to say, you know, sometimes being pregnant and being a mum can be really, really lonely, and we all have our own struggles, and I just wanted to say my inbox is open. If there's anything I can do, even if it's just a shoulder, someone to talk to, I'm more than happy to be there and to help however I can, because I know exactly how that feels. Oh, one last thing. So I didn't miss a period the whole way through, which was obviously another telltale sign as to why I didn't think that I was pregnant.
So I literally, the whole entire 9 months, did not gain any weight. I took a pregnancy test a month before I had her, and I took the pregnancy test in front of my mom, and the test was negative. So this is me right around the time I took my pregnancy test. I would have been like 7.5, maybe 8 months in this picture. And this is me literally a week and a half before I had my daughter. So as you can see, I wasn't showing. Also, I had a period the whole time I was pregnant. So I woke up September 8th at 4:30 a.m. So I stood up, and now I know my water broke. I wasn't in any pain yet, and then I went downstairs and got my mom because I just didn't feel right. So my mom rushed me to the emergency room. We went in. My mom told the emergency room people like she could be passing kidney stone, it could be her appendix, we don't know. So they took me back in a room. They were doing blood work and all these tests to try and figure out what was wrong, and I started having really, really bad pains. Well, then one of the nurses looked at my mom and was like, she's 8 centimeters dilated. I looked up, and in my head I was like, there's no possible way that this is happening right now. I didn't understand it because I had just taken a pregnancy test. I had just gotten off my period. I had a period the whole time. I was never late for my period, nothing. So then at 7:36 a.m. I get my beautiful baby girl. So this is Miss Oakley. She was a surprise but a blessing. I literally love her so much.
Imagine going to the ER for a sore throat and leaving there almost 7 months pregnant. One day last year, I had came down with the worst sore throat. I was on a Zoom call with my boss, and she was like, girl, go to the doctor, figure out what's going on. So I go to the ER, they do my blood work. A little bit of time goes by, the nurse comes back and she's like, okay, the blood work has the pregnancy hormone in it. You're pregnant, so we don't want to take you in for radiation. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, okay, so our next available appointment is in 3 weeks, or if you want to wait a little bit, we'll see you now. So I was like, okay, I'm already here, let me get it over with. When I say thank God I waited, thank God. So it's finally my time to go see the doctor. So I lay down on the table, he's gonna do a quick ultrasound. You know when you're early into your pregnancy, it's probe that they insert for your ultrasound. So he starts the ultrasound and he gets maybe this far into the ultrasound with the probe, and he pulls it out and his face is like he's in shock. You would have thought that he's seeing like a baby alien inside of me. Now I'm scared. He immediately pulls out the probe and he's like, I'm gonna send you to a specialist. I'm like, what do you mean? Like at this point, I'm really starting to get scared. He's talking to the medical assistant, whoever was with him, an appointment with Dr. measuring 26 weeks. What? He looks at me, he's like, ma'am, you are further along than thought. I'm gonna send you to a specialist for more in-depth imaging. Fine having a baby, I was not fine having a baby in a few weeks. It was chaos. My doctor, bless his heart, he just walks out the room like nothing ever happened. Left me there with that little plastic sheet. Now I'm rolling up the plastic sheet, I'm trying to get my underwear on. And I got to my car, I had a full mental breakdown. I ended up taking off 2 weeks of work and I pretty much never went back. Ultimately, how I became a stay-at-home mom. The baby just turned 1. We are doing okay. I mean, I think we're doing okay.
Thank you for watching AK Really. Please like and follow.